I have my own version of the mannequin that I used. You can sort of see that here, which can be, the legs can be adjusted to be digitigrade or whatever. So the important things to note are, of course, the ball for the head, and then the sort of mangled triangle shape, the collarbone and neck, and then you have the shape of the rib cage, along with a crossbar to show where the pectorals are, and then the spine, which is for some reason partly erased here, and the cape of the back, which you can see through the front. Then you have the pelvis, and of course the legs and arms. And you can see the cape, what I mean by the cape of the back from the back here. Sort of a cape shape that comes down over the shoulders and attaches to the pelvis. So I'm going to try drawing one. You guys can draw along, and you can just watch, it's up to you. So we start with the ball for the head. Put a crossbar on it so we can tell which direction they're looking. Then time for mangled triangle shape. And I apologize, I will be petting the lines a lot, as I tend to do that when I'm a little nervous. Petting the line. This is drawing, this is petting. And I tend to pet when I'm not sure what I'm doing, as I am right now. So, yeah. That doesn't mean that you guys should be petting. Especially you don't want to be petting when you're inking, which I will not have a problem with. But there we go, rib cage and crossbar. And then we imagine the shape of the back coming down behind the rib cage and draw it out along with the spine. And then the pelvis is sort of this weird box shape with flared edges. Then we draw little balls where we're going to be hooking on the shoulders and legs. The legs are all curves. Legs are not straight. Especially the calves. This guy's standing kind of knock-kneed, but that's okay. Little triangles for the feet. And I've acted like I'm drawing a furry here, so I get mid-thighs really long. We'll just fix that with transform. Easy enough. Then the elbows are about even with the bottom of the rib cage, and the wrists are about even with the bottom of the pelvis, maybe a little longer, and then horrible little crab hands. And this can be adjusted for when you're drawing from the side. You want to draw the cranium, otherwise you end up with a very short head. This can be adjusted for furry digitigrade drawing. Notice the pelvis is tilted forward. Where we want to bring the thighs forward, calves back, and the paws slightly forward so that the foot remains centered under the head. Any questions? Are we all following this, or am I talking too fast, or? Are you guys trying to draw along and catch up? I'm not sure what's going on here because everybody's quiet. Muzzles how? Okay. So let me just say this. Same as art class free. And PNG. Yes, I know their information will not be saved. I don't care. Okay. Muzzles. I'll start with a dog muzzle because that's like the most common. Because everybody knows that everyone has a fox, right? So a ball for the head. Crossbars. The eyes will be on the halfway line. So we'll start with those. And you want to have approximately one eye width in between them. So you can draw another eye in there. Now, the muzzle is a box, so we'll draw the top part of the box. And then a U shape at the end of the muzzle. And then close the box. There we go. So we have sort of a trapezoidal box here. And then the nose is a U shape and a line. And the mouth, you want to make sure the jaw isn't too big. So that's a very rough style. If I was to show you how I normally draw it, when I'm going quickly. There we go. So that, and then the nose, and then the jaw, and then I do the eyes last so that I can make sure they're properly placed. But it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Whoops. I do want to pin that to the taskbar, but we'll worry about that later. Okay. And then feline muzzle is basically just a bigger box. A wider box. That's sort of trapezoidal in the other direction. Nose is just a triangle. Eyes are sort of inside where the muzzle meets the face, because the nose bridge is actually a little narrower than the muzzle itself. And again, like I would draw it, I'm not drawing with the box. Eyes first, because who cares what order we do things in. And that's more of a tigery muzzle. A house cat is gonna be smaller, but still basically the same idea. And one thing you want to take note of is the relative size of things depending on the species you're drawing. So like a house cat has rather large eyes and a rather small nose, whereas a tiger has a big muzzle and relatively smaller eyes. And ear shape and stuff are also things to look out for. This one looks more like a wolf. It's got a big boxy muzzle. This one has a narrow muzzle, so we'll say it's a fox. Even the shape of the cheek fluff can be important. For different animal drawing styles, I would highly recommend the book Drawing Wildlife by J.C. Amberlin. That is a fantastic resource for learning how to draw various muzzle shapes and how to attach animals together. Basically, a muzzle is a box, but you don't want to, you need to like improve on the box. So like, if this is the basic box, then we will improve upon it by rounding it out and giving it more character, more soft shapes. Okay. Any other anatomy questions that people want to know about? I'll flesh out the mannequin next, if not. because the mannequin is basically just a skeleton to hang your flesh off of. Wow, that sounds really gross when I put it that way. But that's basically what it's for. I've lost my tablet pen. There it is. So yeah, any questions about mannequin or muzzle drawing? Yes, I can do that. Okay, so I'll draw in blue so you can see the difference here. Lighten the mannequins there. Okay, so the neck and shoulders basically already fleshed out because of the way the mannequin is drawn. Just want to go out a little farther. Not too much though, that's a little too much. I'm going to stick with crab hands because hands are another topic that I'll cover separately. And then join the lines of the rib cage and the hips. Add in the pecs right where our crossbar tells us to. Stomach line with a little indent to the belly button. Crotch, most important part, right? Okay. So there's the thigh meat. And then the patella, the kneecap. And then calves. Oops, that kneecap is too far on the inside. Calves are generally curvier along the outside than they are on the inside. And triangle feet. We'll make this one a lady. Butt. Thigh meat. This is the patella here, which is kind of a box shape. Very exciting paw. Breasts hang a little lower than most people think they do. They come out, there's the collarbone there, they start below the collarbone, not at the collarbone. And you know, you can go through and do the muscle layout if you really want to. It's too light. Most people don't have six packs. Actually takes a really low body weight to have a six pack, like low.